Welcome to my third video of Hearts of Iron 4, and it comes hot on the heels of the second one. Now, I'm thinking about renaming my channel, Let's Beat on the Germans. Yeah, let's pick on the big bully. And this time we're going to do it with the Netherlands. Yes, the Netherlands. Now, the Netherlands is not just a small country with very few people in it. It's also a country that Paradox decided needed to be nerfed even more. Minus 50% construction speed. Yeah, the bad government issues, although that's easy to get rid of, but this one, minus 50% population is now on impossible to get rid of, and there's more issues to go. So what are we gonna do? Well, we do have 4 mills, although we have no population, so let's build everything we can. A little bit of everything is bound to work, isn't it? You do start with decent subs, so let's put 2 naval dockyards on that, and let's give the Germans something to shoot at by building convoys. Yeah, generally it's a good idea. Now, the bad guys is a very often trodden path, but we're gonna be good. We're gonna go democratic, and we're gonna go and form a new government. Now, this guy's actually quite good. He gives you minus 10% to civilian consumer goods, but unfortunately, given the minus 50% construction speed, it's not worth doing and building anything. Let's instead build an agency, because at least that's an efficient use of the civs we have, rather than wasting half of them. Right, research is very much what you'd expect. Electronics and engineering, get the 1936 and 37 techs. And then once you've done your research, you're going to go and look after your army. Your army is it's a bit of a disaster because you've got no manpower. So let's go to the one good thing the Netherlands has, which is our puppet. Yeah, let's go and copy our puppet's template, and let's switch our entire army onto that. And with that manpower we've just released, we're going to train 40 more army groups. Why? Well, because that will give us 48 armies, which is 2 full divisions. Obviously we won't have the manpower to fill 40 army groups of that one, but as soon as they're out, we'll switch them to our puppets, which does have enough manpower. That was a mouthful. Right, let's exercise the guys we've got, and then we can move on to the next event, which is this one. Our agency's just been created. Huzzah, that was really boring, but there has nothing else to do. So let's go and do some more decryption, and then we'll do some more psychological warfare. Why not? More decryption, and then we'll try to catch some enemy spies, though we're so useless, nobody's going to spy on us. Right, form new government's done. It's time to do gateway to Europe, and when that's done, you're gonna spam the placate the British button. You want to get them at 25, and they have to have more than 15 than the Germans. I'm making lots of mouthfuls today. Yeah, 25 and 15 more than the Germans. And while that's happening, so we can take that focus. Yeah, while that's happening, let's go and abandon the gold standard. I nearly forgot, you want to get the genial guy, which gives you extra PP, and trust me, you're gonna need political power. Your puppet will give you the odd extra mill, because they can build things unlike you. And if you've properly spammed the button enough time, you can take this focus cave to the British, yeah. Which when it's done allows you to go on close economy. No, up yours, Britain. I'm going free trade. And then unity through democracy, a useless focus. But once you've got 150 PP, get yourself a military advisor. Now, talking of military doctrines, once you can research them, superior fire is generally better. Superior firepower is generally better. But here, it feels like better and more like in the style of the country to go trench warfare. So we're gonna go trench warfare. And then it's time to form the Benelux. You don't actually need to improve relations to do it. They'll accept. I've never seen them refuse. But in this video I was actually trying to concentrate on doing a little bit more spy things and agency, and I went and spent a ridiculous amount of political power and industry on it, and it was a waste of time. So once you've formed the Benelux, and they'll always accept, they might make you simmer for a while, go and be responsible for your own defense. Now don't press the 300 PP, which unites the Benelux. It's awesome, but they don't have all the problems you have. They don't have the minus 25% factory output that you do. So they're actually building things quicker than you and producing it quicker than you. So why gobble them up? You let them produce stuff and nick it once it's all done. It's much better that way. Yeah, and here's me playing with spies and sacking them and rehiring them and getting good ones. And hey, at some point I managed to get Germany, later I managed to get Germany to be 50% democratic, and the net impact of that was absolutely nothing. Okay, it was a huge, giant, enormous, complete waste of time. Yeah, it's the spiced up is rubbish paradox. And now it's time for the big focus. Yeah, that one. What do you mean? Yeah, let's improve relations with a few people, shall we? Yeah, and those guys, and Czechs, and oh, Ireland, yeah, why not? You can see where I'm going, can't you? Suddenly, it's not such a small little union, is it? Yeah, it's gotta be a big union. I wish we could invite this guy in. It's a waste of PP, but we'll do it. So let's see what happens, shall we play this for a bit? Who's gonna join me? Oh, look at that! Spain, Ireland, Denmark, Norway, Switzerland, Romania, Czechoslovakia. It's not so small anymore, isn't it? Yeah, it's a big union surrounding Germany. Even this guy's joined. Unfortunately, you can't join in the civil war, otherwise that would be fun. Oh, the Czechs are looking good. Excellent. How you go down your focus tree after that is really up to you. I tend to get the continent best and brightest because it's a research unit which gives you tons and tons of small bonuses, and then I tend to go on war and pacifism and finally get rid of the crisis yarn, or most of it anyway. But it's really up to you. There's no right or wrong, I don't think. You just need world tension to do that, but it's high enough as is already. And eventually in September 30th or thereabouts you're gonna get this event, to which we've been banking political power. We say no. No way, you're not having Czech Republic, get lost. And Hitler's gonna quiver in his bunker and think, do I want to take on the entirety of Europe? No. And he backs down, because he's surrounded on the one side by the Czechs and the Romanians, to the north by all the Scandinavian countries, and to his western front by a whole bunch of naked Javanese guys, yeah, because they don't have guns or equipment or anything else. That's probably the scariest part for him. And because Dutch people are particularly hard-headed and didn't understand that the Mr. Mustachio threatening war was probably something they should do something about, we're gonna need to spam that button a lot. Any one of those buttons in any combination. I like the bottom one, but it's up to you. But yeah, war on pacifism. Wake up, Dutch! And if you get really bored, you can do some spy stuff, but I suggest that for a bit more entertainment, you might want to go and watch some paint dry. Now, you should have banked enough XPs from your military theorists to go and update the template. Don't forget to check what your puppets build. Sometimes they build good stuff. And we're going to template switch our templates to the best they have, modified to be pure infantry. Why? Because we haven't got the economy to build anything other than a pure 20 with infantry. So that's what you build. Now eventually, once you get to about May 1939, you might want to go and click that button, and unless the gods of RNG are very, very unkind to you, and it's never happened to me, they will both accept, and suddenly you will find that that gun deficit that you've had the whole time, hey, it's gone! And all your armies are fully equipped, and what the hell, you've even got a few extra troops, and extra factories, and extra production, and extra everything, and hey, we could produce planes! My word, planes! Who thought that would be a good idea? So yeah, that magic button's very good, but delay it as much as you dare, because they produce a lot quicker than you until you've got rid of the crisis yarn and the war on pacifism, etc. So yeah, only press it once you've got rid of all your minuses. So eventually he decides to go after Poland as well, but guess what? The mighty Dutch are there to stop him again, take off those clogs and throw them in the tracks of the panzers, which almost certainly means that he backs down on Poland. Now occasionally he decides not to back down, but that's a great news, because there's a bit of an open goal there, isn't there? Unfortunately he decided to back down, so yeah, we're boosting him and things, but it's not working. So build some 14-4s, send an attaché to China to improve your XPs, and yeah. You're gonna get so bored you're gonna decide that the 210-day focus is a good idea. Yeah, sure. Take left hand side on this one. You can see that Hitler decided, right, couldn't get the Czechs, couldn't get the Poles, but the Dutch are mine. Yeah, except for the Japanese guys. Yeah, we've got 3 full army groups and some 14-4s with our own manpower. So we're just going to sit there and call our puppet just to help them up their conscription laws. And because of your insane entrenchment, he's not going to attack. Instead, he's going to go and decide that maybe the Maginot Line's easier than the Dutch flat plains. Yeah, sure. But that does mean that the French like us, and provided you've got a deficit, so make sure you've got enough troops in training to have a deficit, you can go and muck them in the UK for guns and artillery and support equipment and all sorts of things that you haven't been able to produce. You might even be able to mug these guys, the Hungary. One of the reasons for not calling in your allies is because they're stupid. Do you think somebody could go and tell the Norwegians and the Swedes that Finland might not be the problem, and the bigger problem might be somewhere to the south, guys? Yeah, not Finland. Take a good look around the map, because occasionally you'll see things like this. Yeah, there's a lot of German up north, and I'm not sure I can break through them, but there's a mountains, but that first tile was plains, wasn't it? Yeah, and there's only one guy on it, so I think I might have an idea. Now, of course, in your game it might not work out that way. You might want to push north, etc. But just yeah, let's make a little plan. Now, in order to put this plan to action, we're gonna ask France for military access, but given they're also at war, they'll give us, with the Hermans, they'll give us military access, and yeah, let's move our troops down. Well, I don't know about you, but I think it might be time to get this show on our road, so let's call in our allies, and are you ready? Are you steady? You know what comes next? And cause the nice music has ended, I'm just gonna cut it short to the peace conference. I don't think the outcome was in doubt, and as usual you wanna take the things that might liberate, and that's South Tyrol and these two, and pass a lot. And eventually the Allies basically give up, but the Czechs won't, so just be careful of them. And what I'll do in here is I liberate Austria to avoid the world tension going ridiculously high, and then take everything. But the Czechs managed to puppet Germany in Poland. Oh well. One thing I should have said earlier, Poland, you need to revoke your guarantee, right, when you go to war with the Germans, if they don't declare on Poland. The reason for that is at the moment I'm not at war with the Soviets, but the Allies are, and I don't want to be at war with the Soviets. So yeah, just remember, as soon as the Germans declare on you, revoke your Polish guarantee. And that's the final outcome, isn't it beautiful? Now the Germans are gonna hate me, but they're in my faction and the puppets of the Czechs, so they will give me garrison support to garrison their own land, huzzah! And the other thing, there's a piece of pie missing to form the EU, isn't there? Can you guess what it is? And no, it's not Greece. Yeah, we're gonna go for France by declaring on the UK. You're focused on the bottom right that you must take before you defeat Germany. It gives you a war goal on the UK, and eventually they'll call in France. So that's a bit of a cakewalk, to be honest. There's not even time to play music. The only question really is how quickly will they capitulate, given how broken Paradox has made them, and will you ever be able to get that naval invasion going? Yeah, that's that might take a little time, but there we go. France is gone, and a bit of a clean up, but we can eventually press the magic button and create a superpower. Oh yes, these guys, yeah, we'll just let them stew. No point in wasting manpower on them. But now it's, yeah, we've got huge manpower, and we're still only on limited conscription. Now it's time to show the UK what happens when you decide to give the finger to the superpower next door, shall we? realizing that there's been a little white thing going on. Now the Raj has turned into a frickin' major, which means that, well, the UK is about to capitulate, or has just capitulated. I still need to take out the Raj. Yeah, okay, they did a D-Day on me. Yeah, you might have been better off protecting your homeland. But let's go back to the thing I noticed. Yeah, what's this? Should we stick the knife into the UK? Let's stick it in and invite Uncle Sam into our faction. Yeah, it turns out Uncle Sam would rather side with the huge superpower than the piddly little island. There's a surprise. So instead of boring you to death with yet another speed run of everything all over the map, I thought I'd show you the photo album. Yes, initially the Dutch army decided that it wanted to go and visit Ireland. We hadn't been there before. It was very lovely, beautiful and green, but there was a lot of pink stuff which we objected to. Then we went to India, which was also lovely, and we got to see all the sights. It took some time, and while we were busy over there, our new German friends pointed out that Greece had also become a major, so we joined them on the holiday there. It was very, very nice. So eventually we made it back home, and I found that the Soviets had invited themselves at the peace conference and wanted a whole bunch of things for basically chilling in Poland for a while and attacking them, to which I wanted to give them the finger, but Paradox don't let me do that. Now, the one thing you gotta do in this peace conference is make sure that the UK has 0 territory, right? If you pass once and then you take everything, if you've got enough war score, that'll work, but it'll make world tension insanely high, which means you might start having problems if you want to last till 1945. So instead what you're gonna do is take everything and then release things one by one as you liberate them. It's a pain in the neck, it is insanely tedious, but if you get it wrong, the Soviet will puppet the UK on that one tile that you've forgotten to take, and then yeah, you're buggered because you won't get the achievement. You gotta make sure the UK has 0 territory, right? It's either liberated or you've taken it. And that's the final results. There you go, get the achievement, huzzah! Now for the next achievement, the narrow path, you've just got to wait until 1945. Whether you go and take out Japan or not, or let the US deal with it, is up to you. I'm not gonna do it, but yeah, you'll get the achievement, no problem. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's looking pretty. Give it a like, that would always be appreciated, and yeah, if you want to comment, please do.